Legion. As you're here, like always, we got Dr. Grom and the Plague Doctor. This is going to be, I think, I'm pretty sure this is a foreign film, as you can kind of see, with subtitles. So if you find myself maybe pausing or going back, because I want to get all the dialogue to what's going on, because it looks very interesting. The name, the Plague Doctor, like, I don't know if that's just going to be like a clever name for like the plague of capitalism or fascism or whatever else, like not actually plague, but like the plague of people. Like, I don't know exactly what this is. The thumbnail showed one of those old school masks with like the beak kind of thing, and like it looked pretty crazy. So I'm hoping that it's something more of like that and not something like this is just a cool name for a movie that we're kind of doing about some kind of message, So if it turns out to be something kind of crazy, I know the opening takes place in like some kind of courtroom or something like that, or something. This is like old school. I don't think this looks more like this is Russian, I think. So this isn't the UK. I'm gonna go with this is the Ukraine somewhere or Russia somewhere. The red, what is it? The Red Square? What do they call that thing? The Red Quarter? I don't know what they call that. I forgot. It's been a long time. I don't really study Russia, I guess. But yeah, I kind of want to really get into it, check it out, and really see if it's actually good. So I might be pausing a little bit here and there to kind of really try to get the feel of it. Because if it's something cool, I don't watch foreign films all, man. I don't want to. If I watch anime, I watch it in English, unless it's just really bad English, and then I watch in Japanese, right? Like, Full Metal Alchemist, English. Dragon Ball Z, English. It has to be. I can't think of anything else. Something else, Japanese, yes. Rise of the Hero, I don't know. Shield Hero. But I watch Japanese only when it's good, like Naruto or something. I don't know. One Piece. There you go. One Piece, Japanese. But I don't watch movies with subtitles. I just don't like them. I'm not used to the cinematography, not cinematography. That's the study of Captain Crunch and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But I don't watch movies with subtitles. I'm just not used to their way of filming and their style. It's just not my thing. But this looks pretty good. I talked a lot for 2 minutes, Jesus. So let's just get into it, check it out, see what it's all about. Let's hope it's good.
Наш город болен. Его пожирает чума коррупции, алчности и беззакония. Полиция бессильна перед богачами этого города.
I already see where this is going.
Но я не служитель закона.
This is like a Batman kind of thing, like a vigilante.
Чумной.
Oh, it is.
И я выжгу эту заразу дотла.
So it is what I thought it was, but not in a bad way. Really quick. So it isn't about the actual, like I saw the plague mask, but it's not an actual disease or anything crazy like dystopian like that. It's like the first part I said, where it's just people and bad and blah, blah, blah. But it's actually a vigilante. I thought that the term plague doctor was something familiar, not in like an actual sense, but like, not, I don't want to say superhero vigilante sense, but it's something that I don't remember the Grom part, but I do remember something being in Plague Doctor. I don't think this is an original thing with the movie. I think this is something that's already come out before. And it's text, whether it's like a book, graphic novel, something. I'm not completely sure. You just see so much stuff over the years, you just can't remember it all. But if this is what I think it is, some kind of vigilante, V for Vendetta, Batman, but in Russia, I'm down to see it, and I will watch this with all the subtitles I can muster. I'm all about it.
Ты кто, супергерой, что ли? Да? Табельное не носишь, инструкции не соблюдаешь. Ты действуешь не по уставу.
По городу ходит псих в суперкостюме с бомбами и огнеметами.
Красное солнце сгорает дотла, день догорает снег.
И вот ты его по уставу собрался ловить?
На пылающий город падает тень.
It's looking good,
Он
man.
весь город к чертям сожжет, пока бумажки собирать закончит.
From no father report. Oh, was that Punch and Judy? like the music too.
В нашем смехе, в наших слезах, как в пульсации
That was very epic.
мы ждем перемен.
Jumped a foot off the ground.
Ты что натворил? Я совершил правосудие.
Of course it's the Plague Doctor, 100%. 2021? Oh my god, dude. That's kind of far away. So is Bubble Studios supposed to be Marvel Studios? It looks like the exact same logo. Hold on. I guess I'll look this up. And see what this is specifically. Maybe we can look for anybody that doesn't know the details to this. Oh, is there an English trailer? Okay, there's like no fucking... Oh, I typed in trailer because I'm an idiot. I already had it saved. Major Guam Plague Doctor is an upcoming Russian superhero film directed by some guy with Russian name, enter here, based on the comic book series of the same name by a Russian publisher. Okay. Bubble Comics. Of course.
Наш город болен. Его
Yeah, it's still in. That opening was good. So it was a comic. I was right. I thought so. But it wasn't American. I didn't really think it was American. But yeah, Bubble Studios. That's just a whole lot looking like Marvel right there. It's almost like polished steel, just like the original. That's kind of lame. But, I mean, it's Russian, right? Everything's going to be something. I mean, you can just kind of say rip off, but I don't really think so. I mean, is it weird that their Plague Doctor kind of looked like it had like a Batman suit with a beak? It's like Batman and Penguin had a kid, and there you go. No, but I think it's still unique on its own. I think it's really cool. I'm glad it takes place somewhere than America. I'm so glad it's just somewhere else. That's going to be awesome. I don't really need to see the Plague Doctor, you know, like what we do with like the Grudge or the Ring. Just take it from Japan and bring it to America. We don't need that. I'm totally cool and fine seeing something that takes place in another country. I want to see the different architecture, the different cities, the different ways that Russian people or anyone else that's not American would deal with a vigilante. In this situation, it kind of did remind me of it. There was some similarities to Batman, or maybe Batman took it from this. I don't know how old this is. A Plague Doctor might be a pretty old comic, but Batman's ancient. But Batman could have taken some things over the years because there's things that have changed about Batman, like what was it? Oh God, shit. Was it the original animated one, the comic one, The Dark Knight? Was that the original one? Not the movie with Heath Ledger. But the one where Batman was like old, he was fighting all the mutants. Like, you remember that? And then like in the future, like Batman Beyond, there was the Joker gang, right? Like, and then even in the Dark Knight movie, there was the people kind of running around like the Batmans. And in this, it looked like people were like picking the Plague Doctor's side and putting on their own version of the masks, almost like some V for Vendetta type stuff. And they were all putting on the masks and riding under his alias, whether they were doing it for good, bad, or against his beliefs, or for the Plague Doctor's beliefs. Who knows? A lot of stuff can just kind of be thought up by multiple people. It doesn't have to be a ripoff either. But it looks really good. It looks really interesting. And so that's just kind of one thing where, like, a bunch of people got together and they were like, you know what, let's just follow this dude, right? Like, in America, I think Americans just kind of go, well, that guy's doing his Batman thing. All right. But like in other places, it's a little bit more serious. There's a lot more revolution in everybody else's mind, I guess. In America, there's not many marches on the government, right? Like, our government is corrupt, I guess, to some extent. And sometimes there's some bad decisions. We had a recession a handful of years ago. But other countries have it a lot worse, whether it's Russia or somewhere else. Sometimes there's just corrupt people that get into power somehow, and it's just they're living even better than, say, Trump, right? Like, he was already a billionaire or some shit before he was the president. But there's other people that get into the presidency, or the dictatorship and communism, whatever, and there isn't a whole lot of law to hold them accountable, because there's a lot of people that will follow that person because if they get a piece of the pie, they don't mind killing people or putting people in the gulag forever. You know what I mean? And so I think in some other countries, it's easy for corruption to be to the point of there's just mass people dying. Like in America, it is what it is. We all know what's going on in the world or what's going on in our country now. But compared to some other countries, oh my God, that is just a footnote, right? Like one person dies in America, and if it's unjust, people get really pissed and start just destroying shit everywhere. But imagine if it wasn't a cop that did something. Imagine if it was the leader of your country that did it. And then now you got people marching against the government. And that's what's happened in other places, whether it was Russia or anywhere else. Things of that nature have happened, right? We haven't really seen that in America since like maybe the Civil War. Well, we haven't really. We haven't seen, nobody's marched, nobody has destroyed the White House. The people of America have not marched and destroyed the White House, right? But so there's just differences, right? Because our country isn't as old as others. There's a reason why some of this stuff has happened in the past for other countries. So it's interesting to see what Americans would do with, oh, look, it's the Batman, the Superman, and no one's really going to go and imitate that for the most part. But in other countries where people rise up as one, and you see somebody that's not necessarily let's just say a Batman for them. I don't really mean that, but first, that's what this means hypothetically, quote unquote, whatever. That person isn't really like their Batman. That person's more of like a revolutionary, kind of like the V for Vendetta guy, where it's not just somebody stopping bad people. It says it in the trailer. He is the plague of the government, the police, the people in power that are letting this other rich trash get away with it all. That's what he's fighting for. In Batman, it doesn't usually go that way. There's a corrupt detective here and there. But Batman never, because our superheroes are supposed to be the champions for the people, but not supposed to be viewed as the ones that are going to directly destroy the government or whatever. And we've had some what ifs with Superman and all that stuff, and Justice and other things like that. But in other countries where maybe the government hasn't always had their best interests in heart, you got somebody that their superhero is literally destroying the evil government so the people can be free. That's kind of how their thing is going. That's kind of how their superheroes are made. It's not about saving the people from other criminals, because hell, they can do it themselves. They'll just shank you when you're not looking, shoot you, whatever. Unless it's like I forgot the name of the Russian mob. Let's just say, it's hard to fight something like that. But let's be real. If somebody's going to mess with you, most likely somebody in one of these other countries is going to stab you for it. Unlike here, that might not happen. And so people can defend themselves, I think, to more of a gruesome state on the other, and some other countries. Whether they do that or not is just really more of a hearsay. I'm just kind of, let's just hypothetically say. But how can a people defend themselves against a government, especially a corrupt one that isn't, we see what happens in America. They're shooting rubber bullets, tear gas, water cannons. In other countries, it may be live ammunition, right? It may be death sentence, like that, and you're gone. How could you defend yourself against an army that is ready and willing to kill civilians, right? To keep their power, to keep their money, to stay in that palace or wherever they're at. You know what I mean? So their hero, as far as what I can tell from the Plague Doctor, is somebody that is going to save them from that corrupt government, the corrupt system. Which that part, the corrupt system, that can definitely be understood by people in America, especially right now. So, yeah. Except when we have heroes that are supposed to represent a certain class, we come up with something really corny like Black Lightning, and it's just all kinds of stupid. It doesn't do anybody justice, and it's just kind of embarrassing. But either way, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I had a lot to say on this video. For the 5 people that watch it, I appreciate you watching it. And for the 2 people that probably stayed, I appreciate you even more. With that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you whatever video I'm doing next. Later, guys.